Chesney, all right. You can cut out that other shit.
Hey, yo, aim. Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, bitch, I'm from Texas, where we should ride swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. For the drink.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? It's your boy Doc Holiday. As always, we are back with another HBCU tonight. It's powered by HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you like, stream, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get everything and all things HBCU Overdrive. And as you already know, we simulcast between YouTube and Twitter. So if you're on the Twitter, hit that follow button on the Twitter and then head on to the YouTube and hit that subscribe button. As you see, like I said, we have new intro, keep the same song, new intro. So we want to keep it funky just like that. Just like that. We got some other new things that's coming out. But before we get into all that, we're gonna go ahead and hit this good old commercial to let you know what's going on for next month. Be right back in just a second. If I can find it. Hold on. If I can find it. Oh, there you go.
Hey y'all know what time it is. It's SWAC Football Media Day, July 16th, 2025, live from Birmingham Sheraton Hotel. You can catch it on ESPN Plus at 10 a.m. or you also can catch me at 9 a.m. only on HBCU Overdrive with everything that you want to hear, see, and look for when it comes to SWAC Football Media Day. Make sure you tune in at 9 a.m. and be there. Don't be late.
All right, got to cut off short for a little bit, but we still working on stuff. We're working on that. I want to thank my wife for putting that out there. She created all this stuff right here for yours truly, and give her a round of applause because she has put a lot of work into what she does into making this the best podcast that's out there. Other than that, hey, Miss Natasha, how you doing? I did have some pictures from where I went to yesterday. Yesterday was Beat Out Day 2025. It was the Texas Takeover. Actually, it was the first year for this event, which normally takes place in most basically in Florida. But this event was put on by the National Alumni Association for FAMU in the DFW area. Of course, we had there was a lot of folks that was out there. Had some Dallas Cowboys out there that came through. Of course, Marquise Bell, the only rattler that I would cheer for, came out there. Of course, Isaiah Land made an appearance yesterday with Marquise, so he was also out there. Of course, Cowboys great Nate Newton, pretty much he was also out there. And if you don't believe that he shed a lot of weight, that man shedded a whole bunch of weight. He shedded a whole person like me. That's what he did. But also we had a couple of performers. Y'all check out this guy named King George. King is spelled with a C. All right. But he's on country rap tunes, basically. But he had a song, he performed a song yesterday, and it was very interesting. So I'm gonna go look him up on Instagram. And then of course, DFW's very own The Road Music came out yesterday, performed some hits from back in the day. And he blessed the stage. So basically he did what he did. And the whole thing was brought on by my homegirl, Marika Sterling. I told her I was going to shout her out yesterday. But Marika, she did go to FAMU. She is from Dallas, went to Carter High School. Been real good friends with her. Also is my sister in service as a Gamma Sig. So she did a lot of things yesterday. Appreciate you, Miss Karen. What's going on? How you doing? So it just wasn't all Rattlers out there. It was some Aggies out there. It was some Jaguars out there. Had a couple of Morehouse men out there. You got, oh my God. Hey, and you know, the 601 Jet State, we can't go nowhere when it's just a party and it's a free party. We out there. We are out there. We getting it. We having fun. We interacting. We networking. That's mainly what I did yesterday when I went to the place, was to network. Everybody was in the house. It was from 12 to 6. I wish I would have promoted this a little bit more. But again, they're gonna have one. Hopefully, they're gonna have one for next year. And I'm gonna get in touch with my homegirl Marika and see what's going on, see what's happening, and just see if we could promote this out there. But other than that, it was HBCU Unity in the house. Everybody was there. We all had a good time, even though it was hot. Then the motherfucker out there. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot. Y'all know I'm hot if I keep my hair pinned back. I'm hot. I was hot. I will never keep my hair pinned back. I always have my hair down. That shit was hot outside. But it had a little breeze, got a little breeze through coming into Texas and Dallas. It was good, but it was a good turnout though. So I just want to put that in the place right there. Yeah, first day of summer, but first day of summer don't care about here in Texas. It's pretty much hot. It don't matter. It does not matter. Also, shout out to my man Willow. Out there, have his own line, selling t-shirts and everything. I think I put you know what? I had to put it up. But my man he basically comes out with the Oak Cliff shirts. Also he's the same shirt I got the Cliff from. So pretty much representing for the town, for the city. This is one of his creations right here called Sneak Tea. Basically gave it to me so I can kind of promote it. So this one is a hoodie, and we like the color. We like the color because I bet you my wife is going to make sure she steals this hoodie right here from me.
Good business out there.
Y'all hear, and make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share and comment, because if you don't go into the algorithm and don't get no people, man. But other than that, man, we about to go ahead and get started, and then we're gonna go ahead and bring our guests up for today. So as always, y'all know how we do, how we started this. Start on the docket, but I add a little bit more to it. So let's go.
On today's docket.
All right. See, you know what? The wife made she's like, why don't you put the Law and Order sound onto it? And, hey, I can't blame her. It sounded real good. But today's docket NBA Finals Game 7 is tonight. It's actually going on right now. And I need to win some money because we got bills. We got bills to pay around here. Bills. Oh yeah, sound effects, everything. What's going on, Miss Mary? How you doing? But yeah, we got bills to pay. So NBA Finals going on right now. Hey, it might not be exciting because ain't no big names up in there like the Lakers or Celtics or the Knicks or the Heat. But it's exciting to me because it's two small market teams that's getting at it, man. It's getting at it. So basically the victor goes to the victors go the spoils. That's what I meant to say. Also in news today, I woke up to this, and I kind of woke up to this late, but looking at saying somebody said that Kevin Durant got traded to the Houston Rockets, and what was my reaction? But I know you fucking lying.
Twice.
I said it twice. I don't never say nothing like that twice. I said it twice, and I had to look, and I was like, this Negro really is going to come to H-Town. Oh, so they really want to win now. They want to win right now. But, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So, Kevin Durant gone to the Rockets. Rockets trade Jalen Green, who's up and coming, superstar, and Dylan Brooks, Drake's little half-brother. He can't win for losing. Oh my goodness. But other than that, man, they got traded to the Phoenix Suns, and the Suns sent them a lot of picks. Woo! Sent them a lot of picks. But hey, Houston said they want to win now. They ain't waiting on for nobody. This is not a wait and see type thing. We won 50 games this past season. We trying to get to the chip. That is their mindset. That is what they really, really, really are asking for. But other than that, hey, it's a good finals. It's a good finals. It's a close game right now. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they are in the first quarter, either in the first quarter or they started the second quarter. So I'm keeping the eye out on the score. So they are in the second quarter. They just started the second quarter. But other than that, we're gonna have a commercial for my next project that's coming out in July, where it's called Women Love Football. And that project is going to be, I'm going to have different ladies come on the show for their respective schools. We'll talk about the upcoming season and what they think about what the upcoming season is. And my first guest for next month would be, you can find her on Twitter under Skirts and Sports, and that is Miss Tashay Woods, who is a FAMU alum. She will be on the show to talk about FAMU football and on the women's perspective. And of course, I think this is a great idea. So any woman who wants to come on and talk football, since football season get ready to come up, hit me up. hit me up. Just hit me up. You can hit me up on email. You can hit me up on Twitter. You hit me on Instagram. Also, you can hit me up on Facebook if you have if you want to bring your idea on. I mean, not bring idea, but if you want to come on to the show and talk football from your perspective, from a woman's perspective. That's how we do it. That's how we're gonna get down. And I think it's, like I said, again, it's a great idea because we got a lot of women that's here that actually love football. Like, now I will tell y'all, and she would tell y'all if she was right here. My wife don't like football. She can't understand it. But she knows that I love football and she's gonna support any way and every way, which way can. But for some reason, she loves baseball. I love baseball, but she loves baseball. I don't know where that come from, but she loves it. She can understand it. And of course, she liked basketball too, because she used to hoop when she was a youngster. But other than that, hey, it is what it is. But we about to go ahead and get the show started. So again, I want to say my wife did this right here, and she put out this flyer right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and play this before I bring up my guest right here. You know what? I've got to put it in on the thing. But anyway, man, I want to go ahead and bring my guest up. Man, he's a good friend of mine right here. Actually, he'll give you a rundown of who he is and where he played and where he's from. I'm bringing up my guy, Mr. O.C. Williams, to the stage. Unmute yourself.
Here we go. Sound good?
Yeah, it's good now.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, man. Let everybody know where you from, what school you went to, and what is your position? What is your position at Tuskegee?
Yes, sir. O.C. Will. I'm from Lexington, Mississippi, right above Jackson, a little small town. Gotta tell you Jackson, so you kind of know where it is now, because you ain't gonna find it just knowing by yourself. You know what I mean? So right. It's right up I-55. Little small town right on the edge of the Delta. Went to J.J. McClain. It's Holmes County Central now. Went there, then went to Holmes Junior College. Played at Alcorn State back in the late '90s. Been coaching for 22 years now, 22nd year. First year at Tuskegee University. I'm just glad to be on. I reached out to you about some different stuff way back, and then we started chopping it up. Yeah. And we started common acquaintance and stuff like that. I said, let me stay tapped in with you, man. So glad to be on.
So I tell folks, he played at Alcorn. He did play with my cousin, Damian Ford, who was the starting quarterback for Alcorn at that time. So pretty much that's our connection right there. So he looked at my cousin like as a brother. Like we talked about it. Unfortunately, my cousin got into a situation and he's paying the price for it. I haven't talked to him in a while, but when I do talk to him, I talk to his mom, which is my older cousin. And she just let me know how he doing and everything. So of course, he should be coming up for conditional parole in a couple of years. So man, y'all just keep my cousin Damien in prayer because he's doing what he's doing. He's doing good right now, and I think it's time for him to come on back home. Come on. That's right. But But some things about you, man. So last season you was on the staff with at Fort Valley with Coach Gibbs.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about the defense that was ran out there at Fort Valley, and then what did you take with you over to Tuskegee?
We came to Fort Valley. I was a defensive line coach, and Coach Denzel Jones, the DC, which he played at A&T. So Coach Gibbs recruited Coach Jones back in the day, and they ran, the Sam Washington defense, and he brought that down to Fort Valley. So we ran the 4-2-5 over there, and picked up a lot of good things, and me and him kind of put that thing together along with Coach Damon Frenches, which had been around coaching in the leagues for years, and just gonna try to bring some of that stuff over there. One thing we was good over there with was just being tough, playing good hard-nosed football, and that's something that, a lot of people really don't play these days, man. A lot of guys getting real gimmicky with the football now, but, we play real tough over there, man. We have some good teams, man. Coach Gibbs, man, great leader of men, had the guys just playing hard every day, practicing hard. I mean, we played tough, man. We played old school football over there. And so we going to try to bring some of those things over here.
So,
and the thing about it, let me add on to that. It wasn't, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, I was just about to say, and not that Tuskegee didn't have those things, but, it's a few things that I think that they already gonna make it, make us pretty tough, So that's what I want to try to do over this way.
Okay. Tuskegee started out kind of slow last season, but then they hit a stride in the middle part of the season. Then they kind of tailed off at the end of the season. What was the thing that you saw when it came to the defense? You felt like Tuskegee needed to improve on, especially.
Yeah, I think one of the things that just looking from afar, when you playing, we didn't play them last year. The first 2 years we played them when we was at Fort Valley. We didn't play them this past year, but you keep an eye on the teams that you in your conference as far as playoffs and championships and all that stuff. And I just felt like, if they just played a little bit tougher, just a little bit tougher and a little more togetherness when things start going bad, I think they'll have, I thought they would have a chance to be, pretty good. And then when everything kind of went down with Coach Gibbs leaving Fort Valley going to A&T, and I actually, be honest with you, I actually was heading up there with him. And, Coach James, our head coach here, Coach James, myself, we started talking right as the transition happened, because I'm heading up to Aggie Land. I lived in North Carolina 8 years and loved it up there, so I was heading back up there. And then this opportunity came here, and I always looked at Tuskegee as a it's a national brand, great institution. Of course, me being from Mississippi, it gave me a chance to stay a little closer to the house, and also get a chance to run my own show. So, it was tough not to go with Coach Gibbs, man. Coach Gibbs, tremendous leader, man. Tremendous leader, man. Great coach. He's gonna do a great job up there. But his coaching thing, just anything.
Okay. And then you ran me down your resume, man. And let me run this down, their resume down. So of course you said been 20 years coaching.
Yep.
So of course you was at Fort Valley as the assistant head coach, D-line coach, and a recruiting coordinator. Right. You was at Alabama A&M for 2 seasons as a cornerback special teams coordinator.
1 season. Yes, sir.
Was that? Then you was at Reinhardt University.
Yep.
That's Division III.
It's on NAI.
NAI, okay.
Yeah, good program.
Duluth High School as defensive coordinator. University of West Florida. North Carolina Pembroke. McPherson College in Kansas. You was at East Mississippi Community College. Richwood High School in Louisiana. Of course, you was at Alcorn as grad assistant, and then you was CFL with the Edmonton Eskimos as an assistant tryout coordinator. So that experience alone, would probably give you a head coach job or defensive coordinator, a DC job and stuff like that. But hey, man, it's good that you are at Tuskegee. Now, tell the audience how good Division II football is.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, it's the top. The things that people don't realize is the amount of people that play college football. I mean, it's that many. It's small percent of guys get a chance to play college football. So, and everyone sees the Power Fours and all that, but it ain't but a few of those. So you talk about state of Georgia, you probably gonna have 30 guys that's gonna play Power Four. 30. In state of Georgia, state of Alabama, maybe 20. I mean, you're talking about Alabama, Auburn, UAB. Well, UAB is Group of 5, so you only got those 2 schools. And then you start trickling it down. And once you get to Division II, football players. And, we run up with guys all the time talking about, I should have played D1. I should have played Power 4, which is physically you probably could. Mentally, you probably could. Athletically, you probably could. But it ain't that many spots. There's more players than there are places to play. And, you get an opportunity coming to a school like Tuskegee. I just left Fort Valley State. The Division II schools I've been at, we talk about UNC Pembroke playoff team, University of West Florida national championship team, Fort Valley State. We lost 3 games by a total of 16 points. Well, we played in the conference championship 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. We lost by 5, we lost by 6, and we lost by 5 at the end of the year. When a chance to go to the championship game. And our running back over there, he playing for Green Bay right now. You look up Emmanuel Wilson. He's the second running back with Green Bay right now. He was on our team. He playing SIC football. So sometimes guys kind of turn their nose up at it, even coaches or fans. But we got great players. I mean, we got players. We got players because it just ain't enough spots for everybody. Right. So you're gonna always end with great players that trickle down and end up at Division II schools. And that's why when you come to a game on Saturday, you see the environment and guys will be so surprised when they get there of how great. We get guys at campus at Tuskegee. Man, I can't believe it's like this here. I can't believe y'all facilities. I can't believe y'all weight room, locker room, equipment, jerseys, all that stuff. We got the same stuff. We just don't have as much of it. We just working on a different budget, Right. And that's kind of what it is at Division II. Right. So, question I asked said, when is Tuskegee homecoming this year? You know what? I hate to say it. I don't look that far ahead. I have no idea. I'm trying to get ready for this on August 29th. See what we can do. Now, I am late October sometime in late October, though. But I am looking forward to the Red Tails Classic coming up. I meant to ask you this. Because of the house settlement and pretty much most Division I schools or conferences are opted into this house settlement, what does that mean for Division II schools like Tuskegee, like Fort Valley, like Albany State, Clark, Morehouse, just Benedict? What does it mean for y'all when it comes to the house settlement and to basically the transfer portal? Yes, sir. The biggest thing with us is, sometimes you lose kids because of a few dollars. And that's the two, like Tuskegee University. We're going to be able to compete academically. We're going to be able to compete facility-wise, education, location, all that stuff. But you know how it is, man. You get one of these single-parent moms, and you talking about we're going to keep the pill and give you a couple of dollars in your pocket. It's very tough for those parents to turn that down, you know, and that's the biggest thing that's going to do with us. But I don't really think it changed the pecking order too much. You know, to be honest with you, as far as who you play against, you know,
Right.
we're going to play a couple SWAC schools, but we don't play in the SWAC, if that makes sense. You know,
Right.
so the teams we compete against, you know, we're going to be on the same plane as those guys. But it's going to be those couple guys with the transfer guys, and that's kind of what we run into really with the transfer portal guys. You know, we might have a good rep with some of those guys, but if FCS school is able to offer them a couple of dollars, keep it in their pocket, which Division II schools can't do that, that's where you'll lose them to. And they'll do that. They'll go to it knowing they may not be the starter because they're going to get a chance to keep a couple of dollars, you know. And sometimes, you know, I mean, you know, coming from a dirt road like me, man, you know, somebody tell you you're going to get a couple of dollars in your pocket, man, shoot. Mama talking about, hey, where you going? You ain't got, you know. So that's the biggest thing we run into. But the high school guys and stuff like that, you know, it really don't change the pay.
All right. What is the biggest change for Tuskegee that you saw, that you have seen since you've been there?
I ain't really,
As far as
you know,
football
honest,
goes.
Just come from the outside in. You really don't, you know, it's hard to tell because we ain't played no games yet. You know, it's really hard to tell the biggest change. You know, only thing I try to do with me on defense and stuff like that. I mean, I think Tuskegee always had good form of the program, you know, teams. I mean, they finished 2024, finished 5-3 in conference. You know, 2023 finished 6-2 in conference. 2022 played the conference championship. So, you know, they're not far off. You know, we're not far off at all, you know. And, you know, the thing about with the record, you know, Tuskegee plays up. Tuskegee a national brand. You know, we're going to play, we're going to jump in that SWAC and play a couple teams. So sometimes your overall record is not indication of whether you are with the teams in your conference when you have light budgets, like, you know, facilities, things like that. So I always think they, you know, I thought it was on the cusp. So hopefully I can bring a couple things, me and my defensive guys bring a couple things that can help push this thing over the top.
Okay. So how's summer camp going for y'all right now?
Pretty good, pretty good. Got a good group of guys out there working out. You know, we got a great strength coach. Does a good job with the boys. So they working hard out there, trying to get these new freshmen acclimated to the program, trying to get them, you know, with them freshmen, it's just getting up to the speed, you know. Kind of like we started that conversation off. You know, all these guys, I mean, we got, you know, I signed a D lineman out of Georgia. I mean, you know, you look at him, you think G5, FCS, whatever, but he trying to figure it out in that weight room with the rest of the boys now, you know. So just trying to get the young guys acclimated and then trying to keep the young guys, the older guys, up to speed and program for them. You know, they'll go home and then you start what you did in the spring. You got to start that all the way over as opposed to trying to push forward and advance. So, you know, hopefully we get out here in this fall and put on a good show for the fans and for the alumni.
All right. Let me see. I know second game of the season, well, it'll be our second game. We play Jackson State plays Tuskegee in the WC Gordon Classic. So y'all be on your way to Jackson. Last SWAC team, other than Alabama State, because that's a yearly thing. What I saw last season from Tuskegee, especially when they played Grambling last season, was first half was they couldn't withstand the onslaught, but in the second half they played shutout football. In the second half against Grambling, which the game shouldn't have been that close, but it was close. What do you think coming into the game against Jackson State that you're going to tell your guys, like, as far as not to get discouraged coming into the vet?
Well, you know, the biggest thing when you're playing anybody, you know, just play one play at a time. play one play at a time. You know, it's individual battles. You know, you're not playing against the fans of the stadium and the vet and all that. You playing against the joker that's right in front of you. You know, and we got a lot of guys on our team that feel like they're, like I said again, starting out. You know, could have played at an FBS program. You know, and when you look, it all boils down to those one-on-one battles. You know, and how many guys that we got that can compete one-on-one and win their battles, you know, and that's what you concentrate on. You don't concentrate on the big picture or, you know, the fans or the stands and what they did last year. Can I win these one-on-ones? And like you said, the Grambling game last year, when I first got here, you know, I watched the Grambling game, the Alabama State game, and I'm like, oh, you get into the fourth quarter, let's see what happens. You know, so and that's the approach we're gonna take every game. I mean, we're gonna just play our best. You know, not too much worried about who we playing, but more concerned with how we're playing. You know, and that's gonna be my preach to every week, regardless of who we play.
All right. Well, we got another. You see another Holmes County guy, and I don't know if you have taken a look at him, but Jeremiah Williams, who's a defensive tackle for defensive lineman for Jackson State. What do you think about him? Since you both Holmes County.
Okay, so me and Jeremiah blood cousins, like
what?
Real blood cousins, like same dirt road.
Ooh.
Same dirt road now. Same dirt road. Yeah. Me and his dad used to ride in the back of the truck together, going to school, going to play. I talked to Jeremiah once a week until I got to Tuskegee. I ain't talked to that joker since, and I ain't gonna talk to him until after the game.
Oh man!
I see him on the 4th though. I see him on the 4th of July. I mean, we'll chop it up. You know, he's a great kid. We're proud of him. You know, we're proud of him. Great kid, great individual. You know, I don't know if you noticed, he was Dion's first high school commitment.
Right. I remember that.
He was Dion's first high school commitment, and you know, when everything was going down with Colorado and all that stuff, and you know, he decided to stay in Jackson and finish that thing off. Man, I mean, we proud of him now. You know, we proud of him. You know, but we're gonna get out here and try to do our thing now. You know, I posted on Facebook. You know, you posted a little article on Facebook when when I said I was coming over here, and you know, everybody congrats. And you know, I'm strolling just reading one night, and I see little cousin put in little 2 cents in there, and I ain't even respond. But I'm gonna see him on the 4th though. I'll see him next weekend. We'll chop it up a little bit.
Okay, man. It kind of remind now since you just said that, it kind of reminded me when y'all came, we used that Alcorn. If I could, y'all came. I think he came on the yard one time, and we chopped it up. But I told him, "Hey, man, y'all about to get this. Y'all about to get this 50-piece put on y'all. Y'all about to get. Hey, you thought it? I told him. I said you thought it was bad last year. Them boys I was like, these boys ready this year, man. But nah, it's good to catch up. You know, it was good to catch up with my cousin when he was on the yard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he brought some teammates on there. I was like, all right, man, y'all strolling good like it ain't nothing. But
right.
But nah,
that's how he was though. I'm gonna tell you, that's how Ford was, man. Ford gonna have a crowd with him now, man. He was a people person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was an Alcorn campus, man. He was people person, man. Like just everybody gravitated towards him. You know, and he was, even though he's throwing quarterback, you know, he hang with everybody. You know, I was a special team player. I wasn't no star running back or receiver, nothing. I was a special team guy, man. And me and Ford, we chop it up all the time. You know, I mean, good dude. You know, like I said, ran into a situation, so hopefully, you know, that thing turned and give him a new lease in it. You know, but good dude, man, good dude. Yeah, but me and Jeremiah, man, like I said, we proud of him. But you know, family stuff. But then, you know, it's time to line it up. We're gonna line it up, see what happens.
Oh yeah. So all the Holmes County gonna be out there, man. Just see y'all perform and see you out there on the sideline, man. Hey, look, it's gonna be a special time in the vet, though.
Oh yeah.
But get back to
wife. I'm about to say, my wife. All my wife in-laws, they Jackson State people, and you know, I told her last night. I said, don't have nobody calling about no tickets. I know where your heart at.
Oh man, my wife, she's a Gramblinite, so she black and gold over here, always and forever.
Okay.
But yeah, I told him, I got family that's all around.
But you know when it boil down, all us together.
Niece get ready to go to Grambling. My other niece is at Prairie View, so yeah, it's all SWAC love in the household.
That's right.
But yeah, man. Back to Tuskegee. What are some things that you like about Coach James, being a head coach of Tuskegee football?
Man, great person. That's number one. Tremendous person. You know, one thing when you realize when you get, you get in your profession and stuff like that, man, that when you're around good people, you can do your job a little better.
All right.
You know, and
man.
Coach James is a tremendous person. You know, of course, he was a great player when he played, and this is a great job. He organized on top of his stuff, and he does a good job for us.
All right. Now, how does it feel now to see Tuskegee Abbott Stadium with lights now? With lights, because hey, you been at Fort Valley for what? You was at Fort Valley for a minute. You played at Tuskegee. You played them day games and nothing personal. But to be under the lights now, how you feel about that going on at Tuskegee?
Well, to be honest with you, when I came to a game, when I moved to Georgia, I came to a game in 2016, a day game. That's 9 years ago, and I was like, man, it'd be a great environment to coach in. That's 2016, so 7 years later, we play them, but we always play them in the Red Tail Classic. We always play them in Montgomery. When I was at Fort Valley, I had no clue about the lights. So we get over here, we going through spring ball, and they were saying, yeah, we can practice in the morning times now. And I was like, what? And then they was talking about the first night game in history, and I was like, wow. So it's gonna be a big deal now. It's gonna be a big deal. They talking about that. Like, I think one of your people asked about homecoming. They asked about that first night game. I be in the airport and stuff with Tuskegee stuff on. They like, man, we're gonna be for that first night game. We're gonna be there. I mean, we was out in Detroit last month, recruiting deal. People, somebody flying down for the first night game. So it's gonna be a big deal.
Oh yeah.
It's just gonna create. They got a great environment already. So our environment gonna be, it's gonna be tremendous with those nights. You know how those early night games September. That football first kicking off. Everybody been off of football since last November. So it's gonna be something else. We're looking forward to it.
What are the things that you think Tuskegee needs to do on both sides? Well, in all three phases of the game to get themselves back in the position for Division II playoffs.
Well, we actually don't go to the playoffs with the Turkey Day. Yeah, so with the Turkey Day Classic. So we play the Turkey Day. They were doing the Turkey Day before, and then they stopped for a few years and they did the playoff stuff, and they had some success, but then decided to go back to the Turkey Day Classic. But okay, right now we're just gonna really focus on one game at a time. Offensively, I know we got some guys on offense. We got some quarterbacks that can really play. And I know Harry Williams, offensive coordinator, he got some stuff. He got some nice stuff, and he does a lot of things. I got here this spring, and it was real tough going against him in spring ball. So I know he's gonna be prepared. Special team wise, we divided up, and Coach James, he takes special teams serious. So we're gonna try to do a good job in the kicking game. We got a good kicker. We just brought in a punter and a long snapper. Those guys do a great job. We just got to get our return men going so we can, get some good fields. And on defense, we're going to try to do a good job running to that ball, playing hard, not make a lot of mistakes, and play with some good energy, that they having good celebrations and just having a good time. Sometimes we forget about football is fun. Everybody gets so caught up on that scoreboard and just get so tight that you making mistakes. One of my partners he's from the coast down there, past Christian, he always talking about football 2-minute drill. Why the defense always nervous in 2-minute drill? We up, So it's the same thing when you're playing. Just have a good time, man, and do your best and let the chips fall where they may. But we're gonna try to play good, solid football, good, clean, solid football. We concentrate this spring on not having a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. Try to lock in on the stuff like that, so we're not beating ourselves, and then kind of take it from there.
All right, first game of the season. What's your expectations for the first game of the season?
Just want to be out there, be sharp. Just want to be sharp. Just want to be clean. Work on our tackling and make sure. A lot of times you ain't tackled in a while. If you ain't tackling a spring ball, and then you get in the summer, you ain't really hit in 3-4 months. You get out there. You see early season, a lot of bad tackling. So we're gonna try to do a good job tackling. Try not to put too much on the kids. Make sure what we're doing are things that they're good at, and not get caught up in the environment. I played in them red tails, man. That thing be jumping now. I mean, you talking about 20,000 first game of the season. And Tuskegee gonna show up, so we're gonna try to get out there and put a good product together and come out with a win.
All right. What do you think about the emergence of Clark and Leonard, especially from last season, the season that they had under Coach Keaton? What do you think about them just kind of sneaking up on a lot of folks last year?
Well, the thing with first thing, Coach Keaton, man, great coach. He was up there battling those years and very competitive and not working with as much. He scholarships limited, facilities, stuff like that. Now you take a coach like that, put him in Atlanta where you do have something that you have a sale,
Mm-hmm.
and then he brought some of them guys that could help him, and tremendous job by him bringing those guys down, because a lot of time those guys, when somebody leave, you know how it is now with them FCS schools, they come pluck them, like we talked about earlier with their NIL stuff. They come get them a doggone bag of pack of nabs and 100 buns. Shoot, they gone. So he was able to bring them guys down there with him. That quarterback, now he was a real deal. He was a real deal now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was a real deal. Like he could play, and he brought some of those guys in with him, and just brought a new, just a new culture, new vibe with him down there in Atlanta. They had a good season last year. They actually beat us the first game of the year last year. We only lost 3 years we were there. We only lost six conference games, I think, in 3 years. But that was one of them. I mean, he did a good job.
Oh yeah.
Great coach with some players.
Oh yeah, I talked to him plenty of times, man. He's a real good coach. You're a real one though.
Yeah.
So got a question from the audience. Said, what positions were you focused this offseason to make this season a better one?
The line, the line, O-line, D-line. We can talk about all we want, all the, throwing and catching and this and that and all that. But you got some linemen on there, you got a chance. I was at Fort Valley those 3 years, man, and we had some guys on the defensive line, And so when I got over here, that's one thing I try to concentrate on. Just they had some losses on the defensive line, just really trying to concentrate on that position, to bring some, just bring a few more guys to the defensive line that can help us out. Because, the better you're on the defensive line, not as smart, I ain't got to be as smart, So if I got some good, tough defensive linemen, we can get out there and play some good base defense and be solid. So really just try to concentrate that, make sure we're strong on the defensive line. Can never have enough. That's every level. That's every level. You mentioned my little cuz down there. I mean, big part of what they do over there, man, that big suck in the middle making it happen, So that makes it a lot easier on everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Anybody got some more questions for Coach Williams in the chat? Hey, we keep this thing going. We keep this thing going. So, we can't do no home and home because Tuskegee is still Division 2.
Come on, bring them on. Come on, bring them. Hey, get on up on the shed. Bring them on to the shed.
Hey, if you gonna come to the shed, that's an experience by itself, all together. That if you've never been to Abbott Stadium and get under the shed, and the shed is not even the home side, that is the visitor side. That is the student section right there.
Right,
that's where the band sits at, under the shed. If you're not under that shed,
that's right.
You don't know what's going on. You sitting on the other side, you be like, hold on now. I need to go on that side right there.
That's
now,
right. That's right. That's right.
The
thing. Oh, no, I'm on defense. I have no idea. I don't even look over there. I I don't even look over there. I have no idea. So, you know, I know we got a couple of guys over there. I know they worked hard this spring. You know, Coach James does a good job with them, rotating them and getting them a lot of reps. But you know, they're in the summer workouts right now, and then I'm sure it's gonna go into fall camp, still kind of pushing, you know, to try to see who's gonna lead our team. But whoever Coach James and offensive guys, Coach Harry Williams, and whoever those guys decide on, we're gonna ride with them. You know, we're gonna go take it from there.
Is that never been to Tuskegee game? What's it like? Man, I've been to one Tuskegee game, and it was something that you would think that little small stadium fit about 40, 50,000 up in there, where the way that everybody was cheering and everything. And then this is when I think I went to the game when Tuskegee was really good.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's a great environment. It's a great environment, you know. And I'm gonna give a little HBCU recruit pitch also. You know, a lot of times the schools that schools not HBCUs or not Division II, you know, they kind of that's why you go there, because of the crowd and the bands and the tailgating. That's extra. The football's still good. You still playing high level football. It's just when we together now, we're gonna entertain ourselves. We're gonna entertain each other. You know, we're gonna have a good time, you know. So I think that sometimes that's a misconception that, you know, the PWIs and stuff have, because I've been on both sides. You know, I've been on both sides. So it's a misconception of, oh, people come for the bands. No, that's part of it. That's extra. The homecoming vibes, the tailgating, the bands, the halftime, that's extra. We still line that football up now. We still playing good football, you know, and so if you come to HBCU, you getting that along with the football part. You know, you get it, you know, we're gonna line up plays like everybody else do, but you're also you come to Tuskegee and you look up on that shed and it's rocking. You know? But then you got to realize ain't nothing up there but some engineers and teachers and lawyers. That's all up there now. Yep. You know, but at 20 years old on a Saturday evening now, we're going to have a good time. You know, and we're going to cheer them Tigers on all the way through.
Say, if the opportunity presents itself, would you come to the SWAC? Ooh, that is, I don't know. I think that's an AD Ruffin question right there.
Yeah, that's above me now. That's above me. That's way above me.
In fact, if you can get me AD Ruffin on here, man, I will promote Tuskegee. In fact, on Wednesday, starting in the fall on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing deep Division II football talk. Number D2 talk. That's all I'm doing for the Wednesday.
That's for the season?
For the season. No matter.
Okay. Well, hey, look, you're doing the season now.
Kayak and CIAA.
Okay.
Going to be for the whole season.
Hey, well, you know, during the season, I'm a coach, and I disappeared during that season. I get you. But, you know, I'll chip in and check you out now. But, no, that'd be great, man, because we have a great environment. We have great environments. We have great players. We have great fans. We have great education. You're not beating the Tuskegee education. You're not beating it. You know, you might have something just as good, but you're not beating that education. So, you know, people need to know about our programs. People really need to know about our schools, our traditions. You know, I've been coaching 22 years, and I've been out of those 22 years, 8, 11, 13 of them, 14 of them been, you know, Division II level, you know, and I've been on some good teams, and I've seen some great players, you know, and been around some great coaches, tremendous coaches. You know, I talk about Coach Sean Gibbs. I mean, he going to A&T, man. He gonna do his thing up there. He been a head coach 3 years at Fort Valley. You know, at Fort Valley State, he gonna go up there and do his thing. You know, Coach just went to Alabama A&M. You know, he just went over there. You know, how many Division II coaches been plucked to come to the SWAC, to come to the MEAC? And you look at all the legends, where they came from. They came from Division II. You know, they ain't getting no smarter. They just got a new opportunity. Got a new opportunity to come show what they can do. You know, that'd be the biggest thing. You know, so that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, man. That'd be great for the programs, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, the first one. I think the first one to kick it off was was Coach Berry from he was at Benedict, went over to South Carolina State. Then
That's
again, you see Coach Gibbs go from Fort Valley back to A&T.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Shea, which I actually said that he was going to be the head coach at Alabama A&M. I actually called I'm like, look, he's going to be a head coach. I don't know about anybody else thinking that somebody else is going to be the head coach. And lo and behold, that he got named the head coach.
One thing about it, man, is winners are winners. Winners are winners. And people and leaders are leaders, regardless of Division II, FCS, whatever it may be. You know, you get them guys, they doing what they win a champ. Coach Berry over there at Benedict. You know, we playing those guys. You know, that was one of our. Again, we lost 6 games in 3 years, but that was 2 of them right there against Benedict. You know, he took that program and built that thing from nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing, but you know what I'm saying though. In 3-4 years, he got it rolling. So you give him that same opportunity again, he probably gonna do the same thing. You know, he probably gonna do the same thing. You know, same thing with Coach Slade over there. You know, he get over the miles, and you know, I think he won 1 game or something the first year, and 2 years later in the championship. Yeah. So as an administrator, I want some of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want some of that. You know, nothing against anybody else, but if you proven what you can do,
and I can't forget about Coach Jackson, who just came from Valdosta, who was in the Division II National Championship game. That's right. And he doing big talking over at Prairie View.
He gonna do that now. He gonna do that. So, and you know, he's proven. He's proven. He got over Valdosta, and you know, had I think a mediocre year that first year. Then the second year, you know, made it, I think, semis or some, third year in the championship. You know, and so, you know, the level, you know, of it. Of course, the budgets are bigger, and you know, you go from no NILs to NILs and stuff like that. But if you got an administrator that can, you know, coach you up on that, because these guys are smart. These guys are smart now. You know, they know what they're doing. What am I working with? You know what I'm saying? You know, a guy told me way back, man, if I know the rules, I can play the game. I just need to know the rules. What are the rules? What am I working with?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So you get these Division II coaches going to these SWAC, MEAC, CAAs that's been winning, that's been doing their thing, that's been great recruiters, and all you're doing is giving them a different budget. You know, Coach Shinnick, when I worked at UNC Pembroke back in the day, he's the head coach at Townsend now. So he went from we from USC Pembroke to West Florida. Now he's at Townsend. I didn't go to Townsend with him. I ended up coming to Georgia. But he told me way back when I was talking to him about head coaching stuff. He was just saying, like, you keep the same stuff. Your budget changes, your travel, your staff increases. But that core stuff that you believe in and you carry your hat on, that's what you stick with that.
Right.
You know, you stick with it. So Coach Bear, we played Benedict. I seen them jokers. I was out there with him. I'm right. I'm this close from him. I see what he did. You know, we never played Miles, but you know, I see how Miles did from a distance. We didn't play Miles at the time when I was at Fort Valley. But these guys can coach, man. These guys coach football. You know, so you know, Division II level is not frowned upon. These guys what they're doing.
Yeah, Sam Che gonna have that defense right over at A&M. It might take a couple of, you know, kinks in, you know, can't get the kinks out the armor, but he gonna have that defense right. And then Miss Mary said Tuskegee and Bama State play in the football game. It's a battle in the house. Toughest offense you coached against?
Toughest offense, Kennesaw State probably. Kennesaw State option, you know, because we played Kennesaw State when I was at Reinhardt University, and you just can't prepare for it. You know, you can't prepare for these guys running and cutting and loving to cut you. Like they, you know, you play these spread offenses now, these guys don't really want to get on the ground. Even the offensive linemen, you go to a SWAC game, a MEAC game, these boys got the gloves on, they spat it up, you know, they pass setting and looking pretty. you go play at Kennesaw State, and these guys are cutting, and these slot receivers running 4-4s, and it's hard to prepare for, you know. So it is totally different than anything that you go against. So right now, our guys are doing 1-on-1s, 7-on-7, you know. That's what they do all summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go first game of the year, you got Kennesaw State, and these just got slots, and they got a big fullback back there that's all he want to run a dive play, and these linemen are cutting. And I'm 7-on-7. Like I've been doing 7-on-7 since March. So that's the toughest thing, you know, just the adjustment with that. So they're probably the toughest offense I played against.
I think that year you said you played Kennesaw. Y'all played Kennesaw State. You got a former football player who's a wrestler right now. I think he was on that team, on that squad right there.
Oh, Scott Steiner's son.
Yeah,
Scott Steiner's son. So we play him down. So we play him week 3. In week 2, he had 250 yard rush, 250 against Minnesota State, Missouri State. And so I told my head coach, he's how they looking. I said, Steiner not getting 250. I don't know what else gonna happen, but Steiner not getting 250. And I had the D line, the linebackers, Eric. When that ball snapped, we were going right to him. He didn't, he didn't have nothing. But those slots, they got out of me a couple times. You know what I mean? But that's the opposite teams. I mean, they got that fullback gonna be the key. That you can't stop that dive back and that running back. It's gonna be a long night for you. And we keyed in on Steiner, but that was Scott. You remember the Steiner brothers, the Steiner line, Frankenstein, all that. That was the son. That was the son.
Yeah. Look, I'm a big wrestling fan, so I don't know about anybody. My wife looked at me like, "Why are you watching this show right here? This is my man's soap opera. This is something that I watch Mondays and Fridays." So now, but nah, man, it was just not, it just sounds good, looks good, and it's nice to hear about what's going on at Tuskegee. Good things going on out there at Tuskegee. For those folks who don't know where Tuskegee is, it's in between Montgomery and Auburn, Alabama. So you can either catch you a Alabama State game, or you can go 20 minutes up the road and be on the plains and catch you an Auburn game. But I rather
it's off the beaten path a little bit, but man, it's a great location. I mean, it's a great location. I mean, I say, if you like you used to the bright lights and then you want to walk to the mall and stuff like that, and we ain't got that, but we got everything college student gonna need. Again, like you said, Auburn is 20 minutes away. Montgomery is 35, maybe 35 minutes away. So we actually have kids that live off campus that live in Auburn. I mean, they get to Auburn in 15 minutes, so it's right there. I tell anybody, if you come to university for glitz and glamour, now you're in for the wrong thing. But you come to get education and come to be around some good people, good environment, now we got that. And again, you got to run to the movie theater, you want to run to the mall and stuff like that. Auburn right there, 20 minutes away. I mean, we got that cafeteria, we got them dorms, we got that weight room, we got that field house, and we got what you need. We got what you need.
Man, I'll just let people know that I visited Tuskegee 3 times to be exact. And I took a tour of the school one of the times, and basically when you go on the campus, it's nothing but history right there, because you got to realize this, Tuskegee Airmen, Booker T. Washington, you go to the statue where the unveiling with the Booker T. Washington statue, his house, like you just look at everything around there, it's all history, it's all historic.
And I'm still learning. Every time I go on campus, like we bring recruits on campus and go on the tours, I walk around with the tour guide sometime, and I'm still learning stuff about the university, just as a Black man, just learning history, just so I know, exactly what took place, these dates, these people, that names that are called, that have buildings on campus and stuff like that, the granddaughters and grandsons that still be around campus. I met a lady on campus the other day, and she said her last name, and I was like, that's one of the dorms, on campus. And she, oh yeah, that's my grandmother. That's my grandfather. They built that, and it's like, wow, So it got some history and tradition. I mean, it's a place that got some stuff that a lot of schools don't have as far as that rich history and tradition. And like again, we talk about that shed. Going back to that shed.
Oh yeah.
It ain't nothing but some engineers up there. I first got here, and I go around, I meet the players, and talk to them, and where you from, your major, and these guys are aerospace engineering and medical, this and agriculture, this, and I was like, wow, man, he's some future leaders of the world right here on this campus. So it's a great place, man. Great place.
All right. Favorite football team right now?
I'm a Steelers. I'm a Steelers fan. I like old Tomlin. I go Mike Tomlin. I question some of the things we do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a ride with him though. I believe in him. I'm Tomlin. We trust. So if him and the staff feel like they're going in a certain direction, I ride with him. So
how you feel about y'all signing Aaron Rodgers?
Not the biggest fan of it, to be honest with you. Because we've been kind of just sitting right there. It might be time to just go young and try to get that thing rolling. It may take a year or two. I think part of Pittsburgh's issue is trying to stay right there as opposed to let me regroup and get back to the top.
Right.
I really, to be honest with you, I was surprised they didn't take my young boy out of Colorado. I was a little surprised with that.
Oh yeah, I sat on screen for 5 hours about the draft, and I'm like, why did they not take Shador?
Right.
They had plenty of chances to take him because could have took him in the 3rd round, could have took him in the 4th round.
But I think this is me sitting on the couch, and I have no idea. But I think the Aaron Rodgers thing was already rolling. I think that's been rolling. Excuse me. I think that's been rolling for a while, and that's why they didn't really make no moves at the quarterback position, because they probably had some type of gentleman's agreement. Hey, this is what we're gonna do. This when you're gonna come, because he signed right after the right before the mandatory minicamp. So he missed all the voluntary stuff like he normally does. And as soon as it's time to be there, all of a sudden he signed and he rolling. So, but again, Mike Tomlin, I'm gonna cheer him on every time until as long as he out there. And I'm still a fan from that. Like I said, when I'm from Mississippi, Lexington, Mississippi, LC Greenwood, he grew up like 20 minutes down the road. He grew up right down the road. So, I always keep up with those guys. Yeah,
I'm a Cowboys fan, and every time I say we just need to bury Jerry Jones, get his mama a black dress so she could go ahead and bury her son, because as long as he keep running the team, we ain't going nowhere.
Well, I think he's trying to do too much. He the GM, the owner, the coach. He can't do all of it now.
He everything, and I'm be like, bro, just sit down, own the team. Sit down and own the team. You ain't gotta take the Mark Cuban approach.
That's right. Exactly right. Exactly right.
I'm be a fan, but I'm gonna let my folks run the show. I'm just gonna be a fan, and the team's gonna make money for itself. So
that's right.
But man, I appreciate you for coming on here tonight, man. Like y'all don't know, this man right here been hitting me up for the last close to 2 years, and finally got him on the show. If you can get me AD Ruffin on here, tell him you give me AD Ruffin on here, we squared away.
I'm gonna check in with him. And see what he say.
All right, so man, let everybody know where they can find you at. And just tell them about the first, come out for the first game of the season.
Yes, sir. So I'm on Twitter, Coach OC Tigers. That's my Twitter handle, Coach OC Tigers. I try to post a lot of stuff about the university, about the football program. Just trying to get information out there about Tuskegee, about Division II football, even if it ain't us, even if our conference, all that stuff. But Coach OC Tigers, and we open up on the last week of August against Winston-Salem down the Red Tails Classic down in Montgomery. So we hopefully be ready to go, and play some good sound football out there.
All right. Appreciate you, Coach.
Yes,
and
sir.
Let me know what's going on.
All right. I'll be checking in with you, man. Appreciate you having me, man. You do a good job.
Man, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right.
Oh, man. That was a good one. That was a good interview. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Following. Yes, sir. That's what we need to do. Follow. But yeah, still got stuff on there. Yeah, y'all follow. Make sure y'all follow. Hopefully, Mr. Ford was on. I thought Mr. Ford would be on here. I hope he is on here because we ain't heard from Mr. Ford in a minute. We ain't heard from Mr. Ford. But before we get into that, man, we're gonna talk some more stuff. I did have a video and it had some music playing on there. I did not either that or it didn't go through, but this is what so we had this. My wife created this right here. So we had a lot of stuff. I will try to put some music on the background.
Here's the handoff to Harrison. Morris has a lot of room left side. Watch out. Inside the 40. One man to beat down the sideline. He's pushed out inside the 20.
So, but like I said, my wife she created a lot of stuff right here. But yeah, man, she done a great job. But let's go ahead hit the good commercial break. We'll be right back. If I can find the commercial, there you go. If I can find the commercial, there we go. I need to push it to the top. Be right back in just a minute.
Hey y'all know what time it is. It's SWAC Football Media Day, July 16th, 2025, live from Birmingham Sheraton Hotel. You can catch it on ESPN Plus at 10 a.m. or you can also catch me at 9 a.m. only on HBCU Overdrive with everything that you want to hear, see, and look for when it comes to SWAC Football Media Day. Make sure you tune in at 9 a.m. and be there. Don't be late.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shout outs on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925 and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
Woo! What's going on? We back. We are back. Again, shout out to my man O.C. Williams for coming on for the show. Talks to Tuskegee football. Of course, he's a SWAC, in the SWAC and from Holmes County. So good to know that him and Jeremiah is actually cousins, you know. So shout out to my man Willow for the hoodie right here with his line called Sneak Tea. If you see, kind of got it squared away, you know what I'm saying? Look like fake with the sneaker. Man, look, this is dope. This is nice. The feeling of it is real good, real comfortable. But can you see me the shirt? The Oak Cliff shirt.
Where is that?
It should be hanging up.
It should be hanging up. Okay. Oh.
You know, move my closet around. She don't move my closet around.
Is it white?
Blue. I mean, it's blue. It's
It's,
the navy blue
it's
with the red.
red.
Yeah, she don't. I'm sure. If not, it might be over here.
Hold on, guys. Is
Hey,
that?
that's it.
Bam.
And as always, look, he come up with these shirts right here. So he's in the DFW area. So you know, I always got to represent for the neighborhood where I'm from, Oak Cliff, Texas, baby. So got him in all the colors for the high schools. So of course, I didn't go to that high school, but it's for Kimball High where my sisters and my cousin went. I went for a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. But no, man, he's a good one. So he does sell the shirts at the local high school for the high school games for football. Again, like I said, I always have the Cliff shirt on. It's the white with the black and gold trimming, represent for the hood. But it's good now to start getting my brand out. Destiny is working on an actual commercial for us for the press shop. We're also trying to the press house, my bad, the press house, which is a D&D production. So let you know that. So she's working on a commercial for that. Also, she's working on a website and trying to get a to where we could pay for stuff. You can pay for it. But for right now, we got one client. No, we got two. Take it back. We got two clients. So like I said yesterday, when I went to the Be Out Day over at Keys Park, had on the HBCU Overdrive shirt, my black and white one. Ran into some folks that actually did like it. And one of them is my man Rudy, who lives here in Dallas, went to Jackson State, said went from 1999 to 2004, if I'm not mistaken. But he's out here. He's the owner of the Fat Burger chain restaurant in Arlington, over by AT&T Stadium. So, of course, you know, whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna go bless his establishment. So basically, he wanted a shirt. We're gonna make a shirt in the navy blue and white for Jackson State. And I guess at the bottom we'll put "Do I Love" or on the shoulder. We never know, because the wife is always thinking about doing certain things. So she's always brainstorming. So be trying to tell her brain, calm down a little bit, but she says no. Oh yes. Make sure, if you go to Tuskegee, if you go on the campus of Tuskegee University, make sure that you visit both the Tuskegee Airmen over at Bolton Field and the George Washington Carver Museum. His house is directly across the street from the school, like directly across the street, if you really think about it. The actual statue, the unveiling, Booker T. Washington, where he unveils a young boy, basically unveiling from the stages of ignorance and lets them learn, become model students and citizens of society. But yeah, make sure y'all if you go to Tuskegee, make sure you visit those two things. Visit the Chappie, the arena. It's a lot of, man, look, when you go there, it's a lot of, and the Oaks, yes. But it's a lot of history on the campus. A lot. I got overstimulated just looking at it, and I'm a history buff. I'm a history nerd. Huh? And I'm a historian. My bad. She had to correct me. I am a historian. I'm big when it comes to stuff like that. I'm very prevalent when it comes to stuff like that. While we at it, man, I have looked at this, but God damn it, Halliburton got hurt. The hell? Siakam, you better pull it. You better put it together. I'm tripping. But yeah, now I did have more pictures. Achilles injury. Oh, I did have more pictures from yesterday, but this morning I was trying to figure a way to get it off my SD card from my camera and put it onto my computer. In the midst of doing that, I hit the format. I formatted my SD card out of my camera and I lost all my pictures. Thank God that some of the majority of the pictures I had, I already put them on to get watermarked. But majority of the pictures I took with my camera from yesterday, they are gone. But I will put some stuff up from off my phone. I do have some pictures from my phone and some videos from my phone, so I can actually put them up and show it to you on the YouTube and on my Twitter page. I just hate the fact that that happened. Now I'm still learning about using my camera and stuff like that, because I'm still a novice. I'm not a professional or nothing like that, but I'm a novice. But I just know what to do now in a situation like that. I was fairly upset this morning. I was fairly upset. Wife had to calm me down. I was that upset. Right now, okay, see, y'all letting this plumber take y'all to school. Now, Miss Natasha, I'm not an OKC fan. I'm a Mavericks fan. From Dallas to Oklahoma City is probably 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. That's the distance from Dallas to OKC. I would never like that. Yeah, and it's an 11-point lead for Oklahoma City. They better go into the fourth quarter. They got a minute left. Now, I will say this. I'll say this: when I stayed in the Bay Area, when I was young, when I was a young whippersnapper, but I used to go across the street from my church and shoot pool with pimps and hustlers at the age of 10. Whew, I was a Golden State fan. I did. I was a Golden State fan. Hey man. Hey man. Yeah, young whippersnapper. I was, bro. If I tell, I used to sneak. We used to have afternoon church, y'all. This story time with Doc. So we used to have afternoon church. Yeah, we used to have afternoon church. And on sometimes afternoon church, you dare to like, so church starts at 11. You out, you're supposed to be out by 1, but afternoon church, you go in at from 3. You don't get out till about 6 in the evening. And yeah, actually wasn't born yet. 6 in the evening. But one time, a couple times, I used to, go across the street because there was a pool hall across the street from my church. And I would go over there and I would just see what folks was doing. That's just how curious I was. Well, I gonna say, boy, you was hard headed. No, I was. She said she probably would have did the same thing. She wouldn't do it. Nah, she ain't gonna do it.
That was a good girl.
She was a goodie too. They meet. What's good, my boy? But nah, I used to go across there, and when I used to learn how to shoot pool, I used to learn from some pimps and some hustlers. They asked me how old I was. I was like 9 years old. They was like, "You want to learn how to play this game?" I'm like, "Yeah, nothing wrong, nothing wrong with it." And so, pretty much, I took a liking to billiards. But the proper term is billiards, but I'm black. Pool. But yeah, man, I learned how to play pool and took it, brought it back to Dallas, and still learned how to play at the pool table, and and took it on to college. So I ain't no pro, but I know some things when it comes to playing pool. So, but like I said, I'm playing with some pimps and some hustlers. If you know about Oakland, Oakland is the home of the Black Panther Party. Oakland is where I stayed in Oakland, in West Oakland. That part is where Huey P. Newton got killed by a crackhead in the street, gunned down in the street. When the last time we played a good game of spades? It's been a minute. Don't get me wrong, it's been a minute, but trust me, I ain't gonna be rusty. You ain't gonna catch me trying to renege on nobody. You ain't gonna catch me trying to cut somebody off. No. Now, if I play spades, I always play from out of school. My mom used to come, I played with my mom. Hey. My mom would be like, let's go. and she, when I was in school, she came, she talked shit. My mom would talk shit to my friends. We all played together. Talk shit to my friends. And that's just how it was, man. That's just how it was. Like, it was, Spades is one of them games where you better know what you're doing. you better know what you're doing. And you better read your partner's mind, or somebody getting cussed the hell out. Somebody getting cussed out. Like, nah, you is not on my team. I would be a free agent. I would sit down and let you go, Nick, and I would pick somebody else. But yeah, man, I ain't had a good game of spades. But yeah, back to it when I was in Oakland, man. Oakland is the home of MC Hammer and Too Short. And every time I mention that, my wife be like, "Ooh, just because you been some famous folks." But then again, just because you ain't some famous, you seen some famous folks. But her ass was in the band waving at Michelle Obama doing at the inauguration parade, talking about, "Hey."
She waved back.
And she talking about she waved back. She think that she was waving at her, but she waving at the whole band.
The band was playing. I stopped playing just a little. She wasn't waving at the band.
Y'all hear that?
She literally saw me.
Y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? She said she started playing while they were marching down the street. And I know it was cold as hell because it was 16 degrees outside. This is 2009. But remember 2009, okay? She tell me that story all the time. Yes, Michelle Obama waved at me. I waved at her. She waved back at me. I was like, oh my goodness. But then I tell her, look, I meant the road music and CD Lamb and Zero the Crooked and all these other people. Like, you meant famous people, but your ass waved at Michelle Obama.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. She waved at Michelle Obama. I even told her the fact when I was at the PWI, I'm a brother Bill Clinton, which so by chance is our frat brother. Hers double. And she still say, yeah, I had Michelle Obama wave at me. Indeed. This her thing. Whenever she want to say something and get on my head. Clock it. Y'all say, Karen, you see what I deal with? You should see what I deal with. It's been a minute since you've been on here. How you been? I know you want to talk. Get at me on Twitter. We could talk some A&T football. See what from your perspective. So I'm gonna need them to stop making Jurassic Park movies. I'm gonna need them to stop making Jurassic Park movies. How many movies is that? It's like 20. Oh yeah. Oh, you're not on Twitter? Well, just email me. Email. Okay. I'm just saying, how many dinosaurs is in this bitch right here? Dog, for real. Like, Like, ain't y'all tired of getting eaten by the dinosaurs? Ain't y'all tired of, like, damn. There you go. I see that you heard just to you. Like, damn, how many dinosaurs is it, dog? It's like a gang of, you know what I'm saying? These must be the YN dinosaurs right here. I'm just asking. These must be the YNs. Like, for real.
They keep rediscovering dinosaurs.
Man, they need to stop rediscovering, because every time they rediscover the shit, it get worse and worse. It was which one was that? Was it 3? Was it the third one where they went into where the damn dinosaurs escaped into the damn city? It was one of them. It was one of those where the dinosaurs escaped into the city. Like, come on, man. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Elon at the bus. Oh my goodness. Ooh, yeah, ooh. Yeah. He done tore his Achilles. I just seen him. Ooh, that hurt. Prayers for Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, he got a long journey ahead of him. But what are y'all? Oh yeah, dinosaurs, new Superman. It's time for a new Batman too. Christian Bale can't play Batman no more.
I'm just a Harley Quinn and joke fan, so I don't care about shit else.
Oh yeah, my look, she loves Harley Quinn. Okay, now, Mr. Joker.
Mr. J.
But anyway, my bad. I ain't being said like that. I'm sorry. What do y'all feel? What are y'all feelings about President Cheeto dropping a bomb on Iran? What do y'all feel? How y'all feel about what's going on in Iran? Which, I'll be honest with you, we shouldn't be in this whole situation in the first place, because Israel want to be some. Let me not say it, because I'm not trying to get kicked off of YouTube. I'm gonna just keep it to myself. How do y'all feel about that? Put it in the comment. Yeah, I don't. To me, some things I don't like, especially like you talking about they were months away from having a nuclear weapons, but it's been over 40 years since they be saying that. And then we got this retard of a president who actually follows through with what's going on. He followed through with the threat after his whoever's in charge of intelligence who is it? Tulsi Gabbard said that there's nothing going there. There's nothing over in Iran. They don't have no nuclear weapons and stuff like that. But you go over here and just bomb it. Now we going into a whole nother war. In which y'all do know that if you go to wartime means economic boom because you're making weapons and tanks and all this other stuff like that for wartime. But what are we fighting for over there? It's the same thing. Everything about it. It's the same thing from Vietnam. This ain't got nothing to do with us. That is correct. That is correct. And I think what's that thing? What was it? What was that Malcolm X said? He said the chickens are coming home to roost. That's what's about to happen. Yeah, it also means he stays in office, but at the same time, you know, the president has to have congressional. They have to have congressional approval for anything like that.
Yeah, so because he didn't have congressional approval, they can somehow impeach him.
They can't impeach him. So basically, he turned into which I've been saying all along. He turned into a dictator, and he ain't the best dictator that he turned into. He's not the best. Like oh my god, my 10-year-old, my 10-year-old girl got more sense than him. My 10-year-old son got more sense than him. And my 10-year-old son plays video games and eat chicken nuggets all damn day. He's homeschooled, but he got more sense than the damn president. He got most, like, man. Here's the thing. You was the president before and knew that you can't start no type of war or declare any type of war without congressional approval. You didn't have it. You went on and did it yourself. Therefore, you need to be impeached. Somebody need to go slice J.D. Vance in his Achilles so he don't take office. Everybody in this whole administration can go straight to hell.
So Trump gets impeached. Vance ain't going. He don't go with it. Is it just the president?
It's just the president.
So Vance is next.
Vance would be the next in line. And who want this goddamn? Who want this goddamn? I got a goddamn Dennis the Menace haircut ass motherfucker in office with eyeliner. Who gave this motherfucker a beard? He got JD Vance's words. Who gave this nigga the damn Drake beard? Like, for real. Who gave him a Drake beard and said this shit look cool? You gonna get your scrunchy face looking ass on the way?
He should be proud.
Oh yeah. Yes. The way she just said it, the BP eyeliner. She just said it, BP eyeliner. Yeah, the three, Vance himself, himself, whatever his name is, shit. Mama should have put him in the test tube, baby. Oh yeah, the problem with the Middle East is that, according to the Egyptian president Nasser, is that a group of people left black and came back white.
Damn.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I'm just saying though, man. It don't get me wrong. Now when George W. Bush was president, I believe half the shit that he was saying, but he took most of his info, his intel from his Secretary of State and his Defense Secretary, who they just dumb as hell. But he basically went back and started a whole war, which we was in for damn near 20 years. Because his daddy couldn't get shit done. Now I never fucked with. I had never fucked with George H.W. Bush. I don't care if he was a Boy Scout of America. He was Alpha Phi Beta. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't fuck with him. Nah, I'm sorry. But the son but George W. said, look, that was the biggest mistake that I ever made as a president. That was the biggest mistake that he made as a president. And and he's trying to make it, he was trying to better it, but hell, I'd rather go have George W. Bush run again for president for a third time. And I don't care. If I'd rather put up with George W. Bush, even though that was a housing crisis and stuff like that, which was, that's all because it was a whole mess. Hell, I go get Obama. If that's the case, Brother Bill, you ready for a third term? I'd rather him. Like, for real. And yes, he was CIA director. He knew better. Junior Varsity JD Vance is being led by Deputy Director Donald Trump. Oh man, oh Jesus. That's why we need to protect people like Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is from St. Louis, but her ass been in Texas and Houston for the longest. She done got Texas fired and say run up and get done up. Does not care. She a red. She knows she with the shits. And I bet she got hands. You know what I'm saying? She probably in her office right now listening to Squabble Up. Oh, I said, man, you don't get your punk ass up. Yep. Fool me once. What did it say? Fool me once, you can't get or fool me twice, you can't fool the same. Can't fool a fool again. Oh my goodness, man. I'd say, look, most of us that lived through 5 generations, five decades of bullshit. I just so happen to be born in the last part of Jimmy Carter's administration. and then you get Ronald, I'm a B actor Reagan as our president for 2 terms. Reaganomics was some bullshit. Yeah, W and his people were wrong about the weapons of mass destruction. Daddy Bush lied to everybody and told us no new taxes, but his ass raised taxes. Only thing Bill Clinton got accused of was smoking in the White House. It said he got some head from a bus down. I'm just saying. Motherfuckers lost their damn mind when Obama put that tan suit on. And guess what? He was still pimping in that suit too. That man had that Southside Chicago walk. Like, I wish a motherfucker would say something about me. I wish a motherfucker would say something about me. That's what his ass was looking. And really, Jimmy Carter really wasn't trying to create a recession. Remember that? He really wasn't trying to create it. He was trying to I think he was trying to prevent us from going into a recession. But anyway, man, look, we just having some fun. We just have some fun out here in these HBCU streets. That's what I'm saying. Like, who made the damn handbook that says that the president has to wear a dark suit every time? Like, who made that? I mean, if that's the case, I know when I look Lodge meeting and say, "Hey, get suited and booted." Shoot, I'm about to get suited and booted, all right. I'm gonna be cussing me out. But who said that the only thing the president could wear is dark suits? Like, for real, I ain't never, I don't know. I don't believe in that stuff right there. I don't. Man.
I'm gonna do the tracksuits over there.
Man, the man came out and said it came out in a tan suit. Tan blazer suit, tan pants, and the shoes to match with it. Hey, that is the white person's go-to right there. The Buck shoes. Like, I wear a size 14. You can't find no Buck shoes in those size 14, not for my feet. It about to have my feet screaming out there. Nah, we just having some fun right now. I just wish that Donald Trump's daddy would have swallowed his mama would have swallowed him. Yeah. I think he needed to listen to I think Trump needed to listen to Beat the Grams. Ooh. Who? Yeah, Reagan wore a tan suit and nobody complained about it.
Kamala won one too. on her
Yeah, Kamala won
campaign.
on campaign and nobody complained about it. She's the vice president. But this nigga wore tan suit. All he needed was this tan hat right here. It would have completed the whole thing with some shade. Put that junk on to the right with some shades on. I wouldn't tell him shit. He would have did, if you had a problem with it, he would have did you like he did Hillary Clinton. Banned you to foreign lands. That is what the Secretary of State is. You are going into a foreign land. We ban you for 4 years or 2. Well, how long I tell you to take your ass out there. But hey, it is what it is. So, of course, will I be on tomorrow? No.
I mean, you got something to talk about? If not, I'll see you Tuesday night.
No, I'm through talking about it. So, yeah, white privilege. White privilege. So, I don't have anything to talk about for tomorrow. I'll be back on Tuesday with the fellas, the old men, Gathering Old Men podcast. My man Troy about to have a goddamn field day talking about the NBA Finals. Of course, he's gonna talk about his Florida State Seminoles. We're gonna get into some talk about some other things that's going on out there in Florida. Need to start talking more about Division 2. Again, I would do that starting on Wednesdays in the fall. And my wife is going to work on a commercial for Women Love Football. That will be, it's dinner time. Yes, it is. That will be coming up in the fall. That'll be coming up in next month. My first guest would be Mr. Shay Woods with Skirt Sports, also with the Fang Exchange. So she will be on here. We'll talk family football from a ladies' perspective. So any lady who wants to talk football, you can hit me up on Twitter. Or if you like Miss Griffin, you don't have Twitter, you can hit me up. You can email me at hbcuoverdrive@gmail.com. Also, if you want to, we are taking donations now. We're about to get to full swing for SWAC Media Day. So we're taking full donations. You can always hit the donation to PayPal, Cash App, or Zelle. If you don't know where to send it, it's in the ticker below. She'll be making a commercial so we can broadcast on here for our t-shirt business, the Press House, the Press House, which is a D&D production. So she'll be making a commercial for that. Also, we want to go ahead and for ladies again, for the ladies, I want to put it out there that my wife and her sister are doing a Zoom every Wednesday and Thursday night from 6:30 to 7:30 for Women of Empowerment. I guess she's going to start doing that. That way we can go ahead and get that broadcast out for any lady who wants to join the Zoom, to join that great movement. It's something great to have right there. Hey, that's why women rule the nation. She's like, nah. No, they do. Women rules everything. Women rules everything. As you see, here she goes. Here she go. Here she go. So tell them more about it.
Yes, called Empowerment of Women.
Oh.
We just started last week. I think she's going to not do one this coming up week because my godson's birthday is coming up on Tuesday. But the week after, we will start. I'm going to do a commercial for that. So, yeah, it's for the ladies. That's all.
Close my mouth like
Yeah, hush your face.
that.
Oh, to you. Sorry.
Nah, hey, but we gonna get up out of here, y'all. Watch the rest of this game right here. I'm gonna need Indiana to do some soul searching and find some offense. How you smoke that? Yeah. And other than that, man, mhm. Oh yeah, she got some smoke for y'all too. She got some smoke for BCU. She'll tell that story later on down the line. Tell her band stories. Yeah.
I don't even. That's a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he cares. Okay, I'm sure he does not care. But BCU really treated Grambling horribly my freshman year in 2004. So.
Oh my goodness. Other than that, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. What else? Oh, crash out on your kids. It helps. Hey, meet your kids at the penitentiary. It really helps. And Donald Trump's mama should have swallowed him when she had the chance. We wouldn't even be in this situation right now. Other than that, oh yeah, you can, yeah. What I say right there? You did. Yeah, I did say that.
Yes.
Yeah, I said that.
A nasty, dry one.
Oh my God.
Yes. I don't care.
Oh my.
So, anyway, please donate to my baby so he can make it to, what's that, Media SWAC Day?
SWAC Media
Day. Yeah, that, and get the ticker sticker, and gotta get my baby there. Okay, go.
All right. Now, oh, shout out to my wife for making the commercial, making the intro, making coming up with some ideas. Yeah, what up though? But coming up with all the stuff right now, like I said, we did do a revamp. We're gonna try to do a revamp of this whole thing, and so she has.
Please let me know how y'all like the intro, because I really took my time on it. I think it's so cute.
She really did. She did it while I was at work.
What happened with that? Sir? Oh, thank you, Dr. Is. Yeah.
Said love the intro. Yes, the intro.
Okay.
Oh man, you know you did it with some J State folks.
I understand that, okay, but wait. Thank you, Natasha.
She really did put thought into it, and
I figured how to do it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I sat here for like 2 hours. I got it.
Yep. And called me at text me at 1 o'clock in the morning while I was at work, and said I got it.
Okay.
But anyway, man, we'll be back on Tuesday with Old Men Podcast,
AKA the Young and the Restless.
AKA the Young and the Restless. She said she's gonna make shirts of that right there for us. All I'm missing is the themes, the theme music for it. But catch us on there on Tuesday. But as always, we're gonna be up out of here. And guess what?
Be
easy.
easy.
Peace.